to another episode of Be Healthy. My guest is Kris joining from US, and here we are going to be discussing about his company, which is into product that is for diabetic control. Krish, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
So, Krish, let's start by understanding, Krish as an entrepreneur. Do you want to talk about your entrepreneurial journey? When did it start, and how did you get into it?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I don't really look at myself as an entrepreneur. I didn't start out my life this way and anticipate going this way, but because of some personal endeavors that have happened in my life as a diabetic and how it's impacting my family, as my youngest son is going to be a diabetic. And I've worked as a firefighter for the last 20 years, and I've been able to see the most common emergency almost daily. And so, with an accumulation of events, I figured we need a better product out there to be able to help as many diabetics out there as we can, because it is the fastest growing disease in our world. And so, if I could provide a way to be able to help diabetics um, prevent from them having to go to the hospital, then I think we can make a big impact.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you on that. One of the things that we see, when it comes to diabetics, the biggest challenge is when it is juvenile, where for parents especially, how do they manage them? How do they tell a small kid what they're going through? What is your take on it? How does that work as a parent, as someone who's yourself, in the same boat, and you also have your kid who's suffering from the same. So how do you see all that?
Um, well, every diabetic wants to live a normal life like they don't have diabetes. Unfortunately, with technology and where it's gotten us, it's become a little easier to be able to manage it and to live it. But the cost of it, there is an extreme. It's the most expensive disease to live with. And so I go about my daily life. I wear an insulin pump. I have a controlled glucose monitor that tells me what my blood sugars are. So I know what those are 24 hours a day. And um, I stay active so I can stay healthy, so I can stay moving to keep my blood sugars as level as I can. So in a, I guess, roundabout way, I like to think I live just like a non-diabetic.
uh, Monitoring glucose levels is a challenge, be it an adult or a child, and your device kind of provides a solution, to around it. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, everything that's on the market today um, is really centered around knowing what your blood sugars are, because they're kind of like a roller coaster. They're going up and down depending on your physical activity, depending on what your diet is, whatever it is. Your blood sugars are always moving. And the biggest hazard from the high blood sugars are the worst of diseases, or the worst of conditions, whether it's a heart attack, whether it's a stroke, amputations, blindness. It, so we're constantly taking insulin. My insulin comes from a pump, so it's pumping into me 24 hours a day. And around that is there's not a wearable device to be able to take care of those low blood sugars. And so I can take care of my highs. And that's where our product comes into play, is now that I'm taking insulin to bring my blood sugar down, the most common emergency for diabetics is low blood sugars. So we created the only wearable product that we can wear as a necklace, so that I can take care of it myself, or now my family members, friends, anyone that's around me now can help me if I can't give it to me myself.
I see that you're wearing it. So can you help us with doing a small demonstration as to how does this work?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Um, we made it a quick release so that the necklace is just held on by magnets, and so that I can take it off at any time without breaking it, or for the family member as well. And what's in it's just a tube, almost like a toothpaste. But when you uncap it, you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a glucose gel in it. And I just put it in my mouth and I can squeeze it to where if I go on a run or just throughout today, if I need that sugar boost, I have it inside to be able to take care of it. The other side of it is now, if I can't give it to myself, someone else can just insert it on my gums, squeeze it out, and massage it in. This is it's a similar product to what our ambulance crews use for when they're called upon a diabetic emergency. And so we just wanted to make it a quicker, easier way to be able to, so that every diabetic has something with on them.
So, how much time does it take, which helps inject the sugar level or bring up the sugar levels of a person?
Yeah. No, we went probably through at least a year and a half formulating a recipe, finding out what the triggers are that in other recipes that slows that absorption rate down. And what we found is that anything that has proteins, fats, or gums in products slows the absorption down. So we made sure that our recipe does not include any of that. Our most recent test is um, it was able to, as the blood sugar is decreasing, it stopped that decrease and immediately went up within 2 minutes, and then within 3 minutes it goes up about 30 points. So uh, we've made, which I truly believe that we have the best product that is not a drug product on the market as of today.
And this does not come under the it's not considered as a drug, so it can be sold over the counter.
Correct. Yeah, and which I think is the benefit because glucagon, our products here in the U.S., will cost me $250 out of pocket, and so to whereas this cost me 18.95 for an adult size or 16.95 for a kid size product, and so the savings there is tremendous.
That's great. As a product, where all is it available right now? Is it limited to US, or also you're exploring other areas, or you're already in other countries?
No, right now we're selling online, and we've sold all across the world. All different kinds of countries have been ordering it. We're just getting into the stage to where now we're going to look for distributors and wholesalers in different countries, so that because now we have all the resources we need to be able to expand it in a bigger mass production way.
And if somebody who's watching this program wants to become your distributor or a franchisee, what are the terms? What would be the investment size?
We have different sizes on the amount of, depending on what they're wanting to pay at that point. Um, Whereas, I mean, you can get as little as 100 right now, and you can get as many as 10,000. And so it's really up to on what one team can do and how big they want to grow and how much money they want to make.
And what kind of certifications have you taken for this product? Is it really required?
Is it, what was the last part of the question?
I said, what kind of certifications have you got for this product?
Well, the results from people have been overwhelming. We didn't expect to grow it as quick as we have. The certifications that we need are as simple as just that following the FDA food guidelines and the clean room that we have where it's being manufactured.
Do you see at some stage, given the success of the product, moving the manufacturing outside US, or it's going to be limited to US?
We haven't explored that. Fortunately, we have a really good company that we're working with right now that's really cost effective, that's helping us keep that price down. And that's our one of our main objectives is keeping that price down because of how expensive diabetes is to live with.
My Startup TV is a channel for startups and entrepreneurs like you. What's your take on it?
Well, any way that we can spread the awareness of diabetes, whether it's podcast, whether it's radio, whether it's the news, the media, whatever it is, I love it because I mean that's the way of technology now, and it's the easiest form of communication to be able to reach people that you never thought you'd be able to.
Very
So, absolutely love it.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to hosting you on our other shows.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Same here. Thank you.